ready to have your mind kind of bent a little bit, we're going deep on intersubjective story mapping.
Ooh, that sounds intense.
Right, like straight out of science fiction. But honestly, this could seriously change how we think about ideas and value and online communities, all of it.
I'm intrigued already.
So we've got this whole pile of research on Guava Nexus and the TAMAD.XYZ platform.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it gets wild. Technical stuff, philosophy, economics.
Wow, that's a range.
Even research on music festivals, believe it or not.
No way, really. I would not have connected those.
Right. It's fascinating. One of the things that really struck me is how Guava Nexus is tackling a big problem in Web3 right now.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's like all these great ideas out there, but so much of what we see is focused on speculation.
Yeah, you're right. Like, where's the real value being created?
Exactly. So many CryptoKitties, so many meme coins, but where are the projects actually trying to change the world?
It's tough to sift through the noise sometimes.
Totally. And then you've got the whole way traditional funding works, which basically shuts out everyday people.
Right. It's like this exclusive club.
Yeah, and that limits what kind of applications you can get built in the first place, right?
For sure. It creates a bottleneck.
Guava Nexus wants to totally flip that. They're aiming to build a sustainable ecosystem where knowledge and creativity are actually rewarded.
Interesting. So how do they make that happen? I saw something about Arbitrum Stylus in these docs.
Oh, yeah, that seems to be a key part of it.
Is that like their secret sauce?
Kind of, yeah. It's about using blockchain, specifically Arbitrum Stylus, to secure ideas so they don't just vanish in the digital ether.
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine this. You've got this brilliant idea, and you can basically record it on this blockchain, time-stamped, verifiable, and it can't be erased. They call it security in time.
Like a permanent record of your creativity.
Right. Suddenly gives your idea a value it wouldn't have just floating around in your head.
So it's not just an idea anymore. It's something tangible.
Exactly. And this leads into a really trippy concept. Intersubjective value.
Ooh, that sounds deep.
It is, a little bit. I felt like I was back in a philosophy class for a minute.
Okay, break it down for me.
All right, think about it this way. Why is gold so valuable?
Well, it's rare, right? And it's always been seen as precious.
True, but it's not like it's inherently useful for that many things.
Well, I mean, it's used in electronics and jewelry and...
Yeah, there are some industrial applications, sure. But really, it's valuable because we as a society have decided it is.
You're right. It's a shared belief, kind of.
Exactly. Collective agreement. And Guava Nexus is saying, hey, if value is created by what we collectively believe...
Then the potential is huge.
Limitless, they argue. And they want to apply that thinking to the digital world where we're not bound by physical scarcity.
That's a big idea. So they're building a system where the community itself gets to decide what's valuable.
Bingo. Not relying on traditional markets or gatekeepers.
I like it. So it's not just about valuing ideas in this new way, but actually building on them together.
Right, which is where the story mapping platform part of Guava Nexus comes in.
Okay, the part where users can take their ideas and make them real, right? I saw they use something called seed NFTs.
Yeah, what are those all about?
So imagine a seed NFT as literally planting a seed for your idea.
I can dig that.
It's like tokenizing your creativity, giving it this unique digital identity on the blockchain, and then there's this connect the dots feature.
Right, that sounds interesting.
Imagine you have an idea, someone else has an idea that builds on yours. They can link their seed NFT to yours, creating a chain of connected concepts.
Oh, so it's like a mind map, but it's massive and collaborative.
Exactly. You're not just brainstorming alone. You're building on each other's ideas and creating this whole network.
And I remember correctly, AI comes in to help analyze all these connections.
Right. Potentially spotting patterns and opportunities that we might miss as humans, like AI helping us see the bigger picture.
Okay, that part is both exciting and kind of freaky at the same time. AI helping us brainstorm.
I know, right? A whole other can of worms.
Totally. But before we go there, let's shift gears and talk about the TAMAD.XYZ platform. They've got this whole narrative built around a character from Filipino folklore, Juan Tamad.
Oh, I've heard of him, but isn't he supposed to be kind of lazy?
He is, traditionally.
No.
But they've reframed him as the sovereign slacker, which I think is brilliant.
I love that. Like reclaiming laziness as creative potential.
Yes. It's like sometimes the best ideas come from those moments of pause, not from constant hustle.
I feel seen.
Right. There's a whole section in the research about the science of inception, talking about those aha moments often hitting us when we least expect it.
When our minds have had a chance to wander.
Exactly. And that's the kind of environment TAMAD.XYZ is all about fostering, this playful, curious approach to generating ideas. And they're not just keeping it theoretical either. They're actually planning a real-world music festival to bring this narrative to life.
Hold on, a music festival? That seems like a jump from an online platform.
No, right?
Yeah.
But they've done their homework. There's research on electronic dance music, EDM,
Okay.
and how it can create these incredibly powerful shared experiences. Think about the energy of a music festival.
Yeah.
Everyone moving together, feeling the music. There's this real sense of collective joy. They want to tap into that same energy online.
Wow. Translating that feeling of connection into a digital space. That's ambitious.
Ambitious is a good word for it. And speaking of ambition, we've got to talk about the economics of this whole thing. Guava Nexus has some pretty unique ideas about value creation.
Yeah, it seems like they're pushing back against that whole Web3 focus on speculation and quick profits.
Lead time. Their argument is that the most valuable resource is actually human time and attention.
Instead of chasing short-term gains, they want to reward people for their creative contributions, right?
Yeah.
For their time building the community.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's less about pump and dump, more about sustainable value creation. They're creating a whole token economy within the platform where users can earn rewards for contributing ideas, connecting the dots, participating in discussions. Think of it as an economy powered by creativity and collaboration.
That's a really cool concept, but it sounds almost utopian. What about the challenges involved in actually building something this complex?
Right, they definitely acknowledge that. One of the big ones they highlight is the need for a common unit of value. Without that, the whole platform could become fragmented, making it really hard to reward creators fairly.
Yeah, like trying to build a global economy with hundreds of different currencies. Chaos.
Exactly. They need everyone playing by the same rules, contributions valued consistently across the platform.
Makes sense. And what about the potential for abuse, Blockchain, AI, those things can be used for good or for not so good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's something they address directly, emphasizing the importance of community governance and transparency.
So the community itself has a say in how the platform evolves.
That's the idea, making sure it sticks to its core values. They also talk about the potential risks of AI and how it needs to be used to empower people, not control them.
Like putting safeguards in place to prevent misuse.
Exactly. They seem to be taking a very cautious approach.
Well, it sounds like they're not just building a platform, but a movement almost.
I think that's a great way to put it. They're pushing for a more equitable, creative, and decentralized future, one where everyone can contribute and be rewarded for their ideas.
I'm really starting to see the vision here.
Me too. It's definitely inspiring, but I've got to admit, this whole idea of intersubjective reality, where value is determined by collective consciousness, it's a lot to wrap my head around.
Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it?
Totally. Can we unpack that a little more?
Let's try. Think about it in terms of that TAMAD.XYZ narrative, right? They're building a shared mythology, a set of beliefs and values to guide the community.
Okay.
And if enough people buy into it, if they decide it's meaningful, then it becomes a kind of reality within that space.
So like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
In a way, yeah. Think about how we create value online already, Memes, viral trends, online communities.
They all gain significance because we collectively decide they're important.
Right. So Guava Nexus is taking that concept and applying it to building a whole new reality, one where creativity and collaboration are the driving forces.
That's a pretty wild thought. It challenges everything we think we know about what's real and what's valuable.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this whole project so fascinating. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible technologically and conceptually.
Well, this has been an amazing deep dive so far. We've covered so much ground already. Blockchain, AI, economics, psychology, even the power of music.
And the music festival, don't forget that.
Oh, right, of course. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface, though. There's still so much to explore, especially when it comes to the practical side of building all this. Where do they even start with something this big?
They've actually got a pretty detailed roadmap in the source material. One key document outlines their approach to, governance and decision-making.
Okay, interesting.
It involves using, get this, tokenized proposals and community voting.
So like a decentralized version of shareholder voting.
Exactly. But here, the users have a direct say in how the platform evolves.
That's a big difference from how most tech platforms work.
For sure. And they're using blockchain tech to make the whole voting process super transparent and secure so everyone can see what's happening.
Which is a huge deal, especially with all the controversy around algorithms and data privacy these days.
Right. Guava Nexus seems to be flipping the script, putting users in control.
I like it.
And they're not stopping there. They're looking at ways to bring in self-sovereign identity, or SSI, into the platform. Remember we talked about that with the NFT ticketing system?
Yeah, remind me what's so special about SSI again.
Think of it like owning your digital identity. You control your data, how it's used, who has access.
No more tech giants calling the shots.
Exactly. It's a big step towards a more trustworthy digital world.
And that really aligns with the whole Guava Nexus philosophy, right? Empowering individuals.
Precisely. It's not just about a cool new platform. It's about changing how we think about technology and how we relate to each other online.
Profound stuff.
It really is. And, we keep coming back to this idea of intersubjective reality, where value is determined by collective belief. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. It's hard to grasp sometimes.
I know, right? But think about it. We can already see hints of it happening online, like the power of memes, how they spread and shape culture.
Or how online communities can create this amazing sense of belonging.
Exactly. So Guava Nexus is taking that dynamic, but on a much bigger scale. They're making a space where collective belief literally shapes the reality of the platform.
That's incredible. But what about conflict? You're always going to have disagreements when you've got people working together, right?
They've actually thought about that too. One of the docs lays out their approach to conflict resolution. Community mediation, arbitration, even a system of community-based justice.
Whoa, they're building a whole mini-society in there.
Right. It's not just about tech. They're thinking about the social and psychological dynamics too.
Impressive. But is this all just a pipe dream, or do they actually have a shot at pulling it off?
Well, only time will tell. But they're not just talking, they're doing. Building the platform, engaging the community, even planning that music festival.
It's exciting to see them taking those steps.
Yeah.
I think I'm having a bit of an inception moment myself. This whole idea of intersubjective reality, the power of collective belief, it's really got me thinking.
That's what it's all about. Guava Nexus isn't just a platform. It's a catalyst for new ways of thinking, new possibilities.
A reminder that we can shape our digital world and maybe even the real world through our collective actions.
Exactly.
It really is. So much potential, but also potential for things to go sideways, right?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you have people working together, you're going to have conflict. It's just human nature.
Exactly. So how do they plan to deal with that in Guava Nexus?
Well, one of the docs outlines a whole system for conflict resolution. It's multi-layered.
Okay, tell me more.
Community mediation, arbitration, even a community-based justice system. It's like they're building a mini society with its own rules and ways of keeping things fair.
Wow, a whole society within a platform. That's ambitious.
Right. But I guess when you're trying to build a new reality, you kind of need to think about all aspects of it,
That makes sense. It's not just about throwing technology at a problem. It's about understanding the human element too.
Absolutely. And, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Is this actually going to work? Or is it just a cool idea that's never going to really take off?
The million-dollar question.
I know, right? But what I find really encouraging is that they're not just talking about it, they're actually doing it. Building the platform, growing the community, planning that music festival.
Yeah, they seem really committed to bringing this vision to life. It's pretty inspiring.
It is, and it sparked something in me, This whole idea of intersubjective reality, collective belief, shaping our world. It's so powerful.
Me too. It's given me a whole new perspective.
That's the beauty of it. Guava Nexus isn't just a platform. It's a catalyst for new ways of thinking, a reminder that we have the power to shape our digital world.
And maybe even our real world, too.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be inspired to create the next big thing that shapes Guava Nexus or even changes the world.
I love that thought.
So, to everyone listening, keep diving deep. Keep exploring and keep believing in the power of ideas.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.